Dave Joe once again for the Boxing Voice. Pleased to be joined this time by IBF Super Welterweight champion Troy Williamson. How are you doing, Troy?
Yes, I'm all good, mate. Yourself?
I'm all good. Did you take a day off today? Were you training or home?
Yeah, the weekend off, got some tough sparring on Monday morning, so just picked my nephew up for the night. He's staying, and we're just gonna chill out, get a takeaway, and watch a bit of Netflix.
Spot on. Now you've been IBF champion now for this is going to be your second year, isn't it, since winning the title? Another young super welterweight on the scene with the same promotional banner is rising through the ranks in the UK as well, Hamzah Sheeraz. What have you seen of Hamzah so far? And when do you think we can see you guys in action? Because sometimes what blocks a fight is promotional banners, doesn't it? It means sometimes one person's with Matchroom, but you guys are both with the same banner. So
both promoted by Frank One. It's an easy fight to be made. The contracts are all signed on both sides, so it's looking likely to be middle of March from what I've been told. But like you say, obviously no dates have been announced yet due to the current situation. But that's the date we're training for, so hopefully it goes ahead then.
Good stuff. And in regards to the announcement from the British Board of Boxing Control, they're saying mid-February. Have you still got access to
mid-March? They're saying.
Oh, they're saying mid-March now, because
mid-March. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Because when we spoke to Robert Smith, he was saying that they're going to resume shows around about mid-Feb.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the schedule out for me. Yeah, mid-February. I think they are doing shows from, I think it's February the 17th, I think they're for sure.
Yeah, hopefully it all goes ahead. I mean, in regards to COVID, how did that sort of affect your training?
Obviously, elite athletes are still able to train, so it hasn't really affected my training as such. They said plenty of road work, and we're in the gym. Obviously, I've got a stable mate, so I don't need to travel for no sparring or whatever. So yeah, it's good. Hasn't really affected me.
Good stuff. And over in the IBF rankings, you rank quite high as well, in the top 15, aren't you, Troy?
Yes, I noticed I was put in the top 15, which is like you said, that's a great achievement in itself. But that's just the beginning. I think once I take care of Hamzah, and then bigger and better things from there. 2021 potentially could be a huge year for me, and I'm training hard and sacrificing a lot of things to make that happen.
I mean, over in the world rankings, I mean, who do you see? Who have you got your eye on over on the world rankings? Who do you think you can,
Well, obviously, the aim to be in the game is to be a world champion. So anybody who's got a world title, if I get myself in some sort of position, anybody with a world title, and that's what I'm training for, and that's what I sacrificed my whole life to be as a world champion. So, like I said, beat Hamzah first, then I think I'm only a handful of fights away from fighting for a world title.
Yeah, because you can quite easily break that top 10. Another sort of big domestic clash that's going to happen as well. No doubt you're probably going to keep your eyes on it. Is over on the Matchroom side where you've got Ted Cheeseman versus James JJ Metcalf. How do you see that fight going down? Are you going to be paying much attention to that one, or because they're ranked quite high in the IBF?
Yeah, of course. I'm a fan. Obviously, even though I fight, I'm still a fan, and I'm a big fan of both of them. I rate Ted Cheeseman. I do think he's a great fighter. JJ McCarthy's he's a great fighter himself, but I think he's been a bit inactive, in my opinion. I think I'd be edging towards Ted Cheeseman to get the victory.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to ask you in regards to when you won the title, I mean, what was that night like when you got crowned champion? I mean, it's a massive accolade, isn't it? And in regards to your, because where do you fight out of Darlington, don't you?
Yeah, box out of Darlington, yes.
So what was that like, first of all, taking the title back home to Darlington?
Great, yes. Like you said, there's not many champions come out of Darlington. We've had Stewie Hall, who was the world champion, but apart from that, don't think he is anybody else. So to get that IBF European title was a massive achievement, and I was very proud of that. But like I said earlier, that's just stepping stones to where I want to get in the sport.
Yeah, and in regards to like Hamzah in particular, have you seen any weaknesses in him from his last fight when he was out in November? Is there anything that you can exploit?
Obviously he's a great fighter. He's unbeaten. He's beat everybody who's in front of him, and he's beat him in devastating style as well. But this is just my personal opinion. I don't think he's been in there with anybody nowhere near of my calibre. And I think out of the two of us, I think I've fought the better opposition. I think that'll show on the night. I think they're disregarding me amateur pedigree like a lot. Like I've seen some of the comments saying that amateur pedigree doesn't count when you're a pro because it's a completely different game. But trust me, I boxed in the WSB and I've boxed some of the best kids in the world. Like amateur pedigree does show, and it showed when I look at the likes of Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois, Lyndon Arthur against Anthony Yard. Amateur pedigree is huge. That's just like an apprenticeship before you turn professional. So I've not been in no wars. I had a very good amateur pedigree. Since I only started boxing when I was 17. So like you say, I'm new to the game. I've only been boxing 10 years. So yeah, it's going to be a great fight,
isn't it? That's longer than quite a few people, though, isn't it, Troy?
What's that, mate?
It's longer than quite a few people, isn't it? 10 years. That's still a massive pedigree in terms of amateur.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%. But like to start at 17, it's quite late when you can box from being 10, 11 year old. So I said there's no miles on the clock. I'm still fresh, and there's still plenty to go for me.
And from looking back when you were an amateur and now when you're professional, I mean, I'm asking a lot of the boxers that we talk to about the UK government stance on not giving any money towards boxing from the government side of things. How did kind of emphasise, and how do you think that went down with the boxing community?
Is that what the amateurs you said?
Yeah. So do you remember with the when they didn't give a penny? I mean, it was quite wasn't it? How do you think that made the kids feel?
It's like I think it's got to feel sorry for the kids because like some of the kids like they give their heart and soul to the boxing that like they live it. In our amateur gym, we have over 40 kids through the door every single night, and like when we go in now, it's just like you miss the atmosphere. You obviously you love the kids' buzz. You love the kids' buzzers and things like that. I think it's like you say, it's quite sad. That, like, especially these sort of times, they're not in school. There's no boxing gyms. Nowhere's open. For a kid that's like 11, 12, 13-year-old, like you've got to feel sorry for them because they're just stuck at home. Like the head must be fried. It's just as much as ours. I can't go play with the friends, you know, just little daft things like that. It's quite sad, really, but you just got to get on with life, try and be as strong as you can, and be positive moving forward.
No, absolutely. What sort of fights are you looking forward to watching this year as well? Because we have quite a few possibly announced, haven't we? We've got AJ Fury that might get made, which is on the verge. We've got just been announced as well, Canelo versus Yildirim. I know it's not a big name in terms of Yildirim. Those are two fights there. We could have Usyk versus Joe Joyce. So what kind of fights are you looking forward to, or is it mainly just focusing on the division in the Super Welterweight?
Now, like I said, I'm a fan, so obviously I'm looking forward to the Joyce Usyk. I think it's a huge fight, and I think one that Joe Joyce could win, in my opinion. Looking forward to the Tyson Fury Joshua if that gets made. Like you said, there's Lyndon Arthur, Anthony Yard rematch if that comes off. The Ted Cheesemans, Anthony Fowler and Fitzgerald. Plenty of fights to be made in 2021.
Same minute that the promoters can't get deals. I know it's to do with money and broadcasting and everything like that. If we can get like a Matchroom versus Queensbury show on the go,
yeah, it'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because I think was your name in the mix as well last year when the poster came out with when Frank.
Yeah, I wasn't on the poster. Obviously, that's where most of the 154-pound fighters are with Matchroom. So unless, like you said, unless the cross paths, I don't think many of them fights probably won't happen. Just sad again.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Troy, just a final one from me then. Whilst we wrap this up, I mean, have you got a message for the fans? And if you can just give a shout out to where we can follow you.
I went quiet there, mate. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, so have you got a message for the fans, and where can people follow you as well, Troy?
Still going quiet. I can't. I lost the volume.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep. So have you got a message for all the fans out there to stay positive, and where can people follow you?
Yeah, just like you said, just got to stay positive moving forward. The good times will soon be back. The crowds will be back, and big time boxing will be back. Just stay positive, and hopefully everybody stays safe. And they can follow me on Instagram. It's Troy Williamson _1, and Twitter Troy Williamson _1.
Good stuff, Troy. Thanks for your time today from the Boxing Voice, and we will catch up with you soon. And no doubt, when the fight gets made, we'll reach out to both you and Hamzah, and be a very interesting press conference. Everyone wants to see that.
Yeah, get us on a double Zoom.
Have a good one, mate. Thanks for all your time today. Cheers.
So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.